YouTube live collaboration today called the DIY Creative Inspiration. This is hosted by Leah from Make All the Things with Me. Be sure and give her a subscribe as well. And you can watch the entire playlist today. So we will have some different times. People will be on different times, and you can watch that entire playlist all the way through tonight. Right, so come on in. Let's get started. We're going to go ahead and paint up our watermelon. I love some watermelon, sunflowers, crows, all those things, and the primitive look. So we're going to do that today. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a paint. I am using the Candy Apple Red, and I mixed just a little bit of the chocolate souffle with it. And these are from Paint Pixie. I will put the link after I get off. And make sure that you give me a heart today, a thumbs up, a heart, and some comments. And then hit that subscribe button. I appreciate that. So come on in today. So I've gone ahead and mixed those colors. And I'm going to go ahead and get this watermelon painted up. I like a more of a barn red. So if you mix a little brown, this is a bright red. If you mix this with a little bit of brown, it's going to give you that more vintage type look, that color that's more into the primitive look. So how many of you love primitive? I like a little primitive, vintage, all those things are definitely my things that I like. I like all kinds of different looks, but that's something I really love. And it's summertime. It's summertime in the South because we already consider it summertime. Once the Memorial Day weekend comes, um, we think that it's summer. So thank you for being here today. Get this, well, it shouldn't take but a coat, I think. It is a little dry piece of wood, so I believe I got this at Joann's before they went out of business. They had several things marked down after the season, and I found this in a little small watermelon. I think I used the small watermelon on something else, but they were such a good deal. They were like 80 or 90% off. Hey Leah from Make All the Things with Me. Good to see you today. We will have some other people joining us, and we appreciate everybody being here. And go give Leah a subscribe. She's in the comments, and you can just click on her name and you can follow, you can subscribe to her channel. So this won't take too long. I'm going to put a little bit of water in there because when your paint doesn't move, sometimes you need a little bit of water. And this is a chalk acrylic type paint. So it works for anything that you need. And I'm going to put a discount code in for you today, and you can get 15% off if you order and use my code. Get that color done. Then we're going to use some of our green and our white. So I'm going to use some sour apple. The best way to view me is vertical. I do usually go vertical, and you can watch me vertically. So a little bit of that green. Let's go ahead and do our green on the edges. And then a little bit of white, and then maybe a little bit of a darker green. I think I like this green, so I think I'll use this, but I may darken it just a little bit on the inside. Does not have to be perfectly even, just go with it. And I would appreciate you sharing out our playlist today. You can always go back and watch the playlist if you miss someone. We're going to have all kinds of different things for you today. Hey, Debbie from Secondhand Treasures, how are you? Did you get through with the helping with the kids? Well, fun. You helped with the grandkids today and your daughter? That was good. Good to see you. Debbie will be in our playlist today, so be sure and give her a watch and a subscribe as well. It's lots of fun doing a collab with your friends. And I've got a little white already there, so I'm going to leave some of that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, watermelons are not perfect. And if you're picking a watermelon, make sure that it has that yellowish place where it's landed on the ground. If they're all green and you don't have that, that's not a good one. You don't have to thump it. If it has the brownish gold on it, it's good. I'm just going to go ahead and go in here, put a little bit in here. See if I can line that up. We're not going to be worrying about a perfect watermelon because nothing is perfect. You could add a little bit of darker green and add just a little bit of that. And this is the Christmas cookie. You love watermelon? I like it. I can't have a lot of it. My husband buys it already cut up a lot of times from the grocery store here. It's always very sweet. I'll have a little bit. Can't have too much because it has too much natural sugar in it. And I just love watermelon. I loved it growing up. Um, just they're just and you know what? They get all over you, but that's okay. That's what the fun part is, right? All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of this Christmas green in here as well. And I'm not worrying about it being perfectly on here because I am perfectly imperfect and I am good with that. Just want a little bit of that white showing. Watermelons. And this is a craft, so we're not going to be too overly. We're going to let that kind of dry out some, and we're going to go ahead and start our crow. So let's get our brush washed out. Thought it was you from the same brushes. I don't know about other people, but I use so many brushes when I'm creating. Let's see if I've got a little bit bigger one. That might work a little bit better. Here we go. So I am mixing a couple of paints with it for our crow. And I always put water on my brush. It just makes it flow a little bit better. So I'm going to I mixed a little bit of the onyx, which is a metallic paint, but the metallic kind of brings out that black color. And then I used licorice. And these are also Paint Pixie paints. So I'm just going to mix that together there. I just like the way it looks on the crows. It just gives it a little bit of a shimmer without looking too much. And we're going to we'll paint its beak a little bit of a gray. Now my gray may look a little bit like this color, and I may have to lighten it just a little bit. You could use brown, gray, whatever color you want. They have different colors on them. Some of them have brown on crows. They're pretty little interesting birds, even though they are a nuisance sometimes. They can be a nuisance in your yard when they all congregate, but they're still cute little birds. Get that painted up. He's not going to take a lot of paint. And I don't remember where I got this one. I believe my friend sent me this bird. I remember the page name right this minute. I'll remember it in just a little while. But I think my friend Christy sent me that. She cut some wood and sent me that. She's not been creating too much lately, but I'm hoping she'll be back soon. So this is the mud pie. It is a gray, but it doesn't show up a whole lot. So we may have to use, and I'm just putting it on my palette here. We may have to use just a little bit of the light gray with that. Let me grab that, and I'm just going to grab the Foggy Martini. Aren't her paint colors fun? Thank you, Denise. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for sharing. You're awesome. All right, that was a little bit much, but we'll we'll make it work. Sometimes they go a little crazy. All right, let's take a little bit of that and a little bit of that dark. Let's see if I can get that kind of mixed just a little bit where it's not so light. You can mix the black with it too. I like the mud pie because it is a gray. It's a little bit different color than the black. We're just going to put that on the ends of our bird. May have to make it a little bit. Let's get it. We go. That looks better. Let's go ahead and put, I don't know, I might go ahead and paint the legs in the other color. Let's just do the feet right now. I think we'll do that. We'll just go ahead and do the whole thing. Doesn't really matter. Just do the colors you like. You know, it's just paint. You can always paint over it. There we go. I think that's looking good. I see one little place I want to touch up, and right there on the right against the beak there. All right, that looks good. So he's looking cute. He, she, whatever you want to call it. Let's let that dry up and then I'll put a little eye on there. Now we're going to do a little, I took a little rusty wire and put a hole in my star. That's going to hang from his beak. You see that on a lot of primitive things. But I want to do a little something with this. Unless, you know, I think I've got that hole big enough where I can put that back through. We're going to take our star and we're going to do a little something different to it. We're going to take our stencil, and this is called A Day at the Races, and I can put the link for that too. This is from Paint Pixie as well, so you can get, let's see, I think you can get this one there too. If I will double check, make sure she still has it. If not, I'll give you a link for another place that I get them. And I'm just going to take this little bitty checkerboard here on here, and we're not, no rhyme or reason, doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to take a little bit of that paint that I already have out. Just mix a little bit together. Take some off. You don't want too much. It's a little dark for me, so I'm going to take a little bit more. Okay. If it doesn't show up, you can do it again. If you didn't get enough. Oh, that's cute. I made some more of these. These are so stinking cute. Let's just put that over there, out of our way. Look how cute. Isn't that sweet? So I think we'll do that. And we might put some other checks on here, but let's dry these up. Neat little idea. Hey, Luann, how are you today? Good morning. Good to see you. Y'all be sure and give us a thumbs up. Because when you hit those thumbs up, that helps us go out into the YouTube land. Excuse my cough. Let's grab some coffee while we got the dryer on. Thank you for those hearts. Float those hearts as well. I appreciate that. Absolutely. If you can share me out, I would appreciate that too. If you have a YouTube channel, let us know. and we can make sure that we're subscribed to your channel. So I like that. Okay, I see one little place I want to kind of touch up right there with that, the black, the gray. It just did a little bit of right there on that black. So I'm going to kind of fix that up just a little bit. That looks a little bit better. There we go. Now let's make an eye. So you can just take a dotting tool that you have. They have some at the dollar store. They have these that you can get from Amazon. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that gray paint. I'm just going to give him an eye right there. That's all he needs. He doesn't need anything else. I think he's cute. So I am going to do something else with him though. I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. I don't know if y'all have ever stamped, but the crows look so good just with a little stamp on them. I saw somebody else do these and I've started doing it on mine. I've got several crows in the kitchen. Our friend Lori from the Farmhouse Stencil Shop will be on later, and she has some beautiful crow stencils. So be sure and check that out. Let's get a little stamping done. So we're going to use a distressed ink, and this is the ink in Picket Fence. So this is the ink and not the oxide. You can use the oxide as well, but this is going to stay a little better. This is just some little French writing from a little stamp that I got off of Amazon. I'm just going to stamp it and then we'll put it on different places. Now, sometimes I use the little block, but I found that I do pretty good if I just do it like this. Doesn't have to be perfect at all, y'all. Don't worry about perfection. And a little bit on his tail. That's just a little bit of something just to give him some more interest. That's all we're doing is giving him some more interest. Okay? That's what I like to do with that. Wash those off later. Put that out of our way. So you can do as much or as little as you want, and that just gives him another little look. Let's see if we can get our wire back through. This is a pretty simple craft today on this. I do have something else if we have time. Let's see, I think yes. I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to bend these up just a little bit because this is going to hang. And then you take your pliers or your little tool and you're just going to twist these wires around this. That's all you're going to do without breaking your oh, I just broke it. I thought I might. They're so flimsy, unfortunately. You know what? It's all right. We'll glue it back. I'm going to put my wire back through and just glue it. And just put some glue on it. Make it work. Just put a little hot glue on the back. Let it sit for a minute. Then we'll just fix our wire. Sometimes things break, especially if you put a hole in them. Let's just leave that like that. And I think what we'll do is we'll just stretch out our wire, stretch it back out, and I'm just going to glue that to the back. That will probably work. Now, sometimes hot glue does not hold wire. We'll see how that does. Let's just leave that there to sit. Let that just kind of cure a little bit. Leave that right there. Sometimes things don't work out like you want. That's okay. You know what? Don't sweat the small stuff because it's just not worth sweating the small stuff, right? Okay. So I think we'll take a little bit of the black and just put a little bit of black around these seeds here, just with a little brush, just to make them look more like watermelon seeds. They're really kind of more brown to me than black sometimes, but we're just going to use the black. We're just going to outline just a little bit, not even going to make it just a complete, just a little bit here and there. It looks like I might have to. And Then we'll let this dry. I'm going to sand these up just a little bit as well. Just a little bit of black on our watermelon seeds. And Debbie does have a YouTube channel, and she will be on later today. So we have several friends that will be on that you can watch, all different talents. And I want to thank Leah for inviting me to this collaboration. She is awesome and very knowledgeable to help people. And I appreciate that so much. She's had to help me quite a bit, and I appreciate that. Good friend. I certainly appreciate that. Help our YouTubes grow. We really appreciate you helping us grow. It's a great place to be. All right, I'm going to leave that for just a minute and dry that up, and then let's go ahead and give it a little sand. I want a little sand on mine. And then I'm going to take these blocks and I'm going to put them on the back of my watermelon to make it sit up and be a little bit more 3D. Now, I'll probably put some wax or some oxide on here to make this look a little bit more vintage. I think we'll do some brown wax. Let's grab it and let's grab our wax tool. Let's just put a little bit of wax on there. This is the Bee's Knees by Paint Pixie. Thank you. I appreciate all the comments. Y'all keep making those comments. That really helps. Okay, we're just going to put a little bit on. And if you get too much, you can take some white or cream wax and put on top if you get too much, or you can take just a little. I've got a towel here in my lap, and I can take it and take a little bit off if you get too much. Sometimes you can get too much. Well, I love to put some wax on, so not usually too much for me, but it could be for you. Well, I did see a place I missed the paint on the top. You're right, I did miss that. Thank you. Let me get my brush back out. Yeah, thank y'all for telling me. I appreciate that. We'll get some on right now. I have to put another coat. Looks like my paint ran together there, so it's okay. We'll go back and put another coat on it. You can always put more paint. We'll get that done. And I'm just going to put this wax. You can use all kind of wax. I like this wax. It's kind of a soft wax, so it's very soft when you use it. And y'all just ignore my towel. I use this all the time, and I have washed it, but it's got so much paint in it, it doesn't wash real good. We're just going to wipe a little bit of that back. Look at the difference it did on the antiquing. Let's put a little bit on our pro. And I'll probably just put it on the legs and the beak because you're not going to see it that much on that black. And that's going to give that a little. And let's put a little bit on our star. Is it dry? It is. And put a little bit of wax on it. Now, I like that better. I like that. Okay, let's take our piece here. And we're going to put these pieces on the back. And these are just leftover pieces that I had from my stir stick. That's all they are. We're going to glue these on the back, and then we're going to glue it down on our board. So you see, these are just a paint stick. When you have these left over, save them because they're good for little times that you need them like this. How many of you love the primitive look and like to use the crows? It's a fun little thing to do. Now, let me show you what I did on this. This was a board. This was a piece of paneling that my friend gave me, just a piece of paneling. I have already put some boards on there to let it be a shelf sitter. And I put some coffee stain on here. It was a little bit dark when I took it out to use. I had already done that before and then found the surface and decided to use it. So I took a little bit of a wet wipe and wiped a little bit down. Now I also put some stenciling on that part because I do love some stencils sometimes just for fun. So we're going to put her here. And I like the way the wax did. A little bit more writing here. Took a little bit too much off. I like that. Okay. So let's put that down. And I'm going to use the pieces here that I have. And we're going to put some other little things with it. And you could put some more stenciling down in here if you wanted to. And I'm just hot gluing this. You can also put some of the Titebond glue on there. I'm going to put our crow sitting right here on our watermelon. Let me get another stick. Now I don't melt these. I just touch it with the end, and that's going to make it stick. And it'll flow on through your tool. Don't look at my tool. It has definitely been used. Let's see, I think I'm gonna have enough just to do it. You like crows? You forgot, Carolyn. Oh, you're never late, sweetheart. Only thing we've done is just paint it up a little bit. Now we're putting it together. You are fine. And you can watch replay as well if you want to go back and watch that part. I'm going to put it right there because I think that will be cute. I like that. I think this glued enough to where I can just hang this from his beak. I may take it and I may take it and make it a little shorter, but I think it's okay. I like the way that it hangs. See how cute? Isn't that cute? Now, let's look at what else we're going to do. Let's put our wax to the side. We may use more of that. And I do wear a ton of paint. It wouldn't be me if I didn't wear some paint, right? Let's get a wipe. We'll wipe a little bit off. I was reading your mind, Lori. Yes, about the I've done several of Lori's crows, and they're in my kitchen. And her stencils are beautiful. So go and give her a. You can order those on her page and follow her channel, and you can get you some cute stencils. I love the stencils. So now we're going to work with our sunflowers. So I've got these sunflowers here. I love these sunflowers. I love sunflowers, period. I just have a thing for sunflowers. I had to wear my shirt today because I just love sunflowers. So we're going to just, and the reason I put this 3D so we could kind of stick these behind here. Hopefully I got it right to where I could stick them. I could stick this one in the edge. And I just love the little sunflowers. So I thought I would put those on. And I'm just going to give them just a little small glue on there. I may not even want that stick. Let me see if I do. I think push it down. Yeah. I'm just going to kind of give them just a little bit of glue. And let's see, I had this one. I think these two, I was thinking. I really like these better. These are a little brighter. They're kind of bright. I got these from Amazon. They are a little bright. So tell you what you can do. You can take the wax that's still in your brush, put you a little wax on there. Let's see if I've got enough. If not, I can get some more. Yes, I do. Let me dull that just a little. It's just a little bit bright. Look at the difference. Can you tell the difference? See how this one's got a little bit more brown, this one's a little brighter. Just put you a little wax on there. Wax is great for all kinds of things. Wax is awesome for anything you want to use. I love these sunflowers. I got these off of an old arrangement that I had from Home Interiors years ago. And I was going to throw it out because it was looking so raggedy and bad, and I kept it. And I'm glad I did because I was able to cut things off of it. I'm going to put a little glue on that stick. It was not sticking very well. And I'm so glad I kept it because I have loved using these flowers. I wish I had more. I have not found any anywhere. Just, I thought they were so precious. So let's put our little small ones in. And y'all may have to make a, let's see if I can put it over in there in that same place. I think what I'm gonna do is just glue these. I'm not gonna put these in the stick. Let's do that. That'll be easier. Let's just put a couple of these over here, and I'm gonna put a little greenery behind them too. Just put a little greenery. I'm gonna put these right here. That one there. I'm gonna put a little tad of glue here just to give it a little stick. And I'm gonna put this one on. I'm gonna take that little piece off on the back because it will lay better if we do. Let's just trim that off. Woo, we got the glue, yuckies. Let's put this one right here. There we go. I like that right there. Okay, let's put a little bit of greenery with it. Let me see what greens I got so we can use some of those. Sometimes you need a little greenery. Use a little bit of this. This is one of my favorites right here. Let me see if I've got more of that too. I've got some more. I'll grab it. This little greenery here. You can get this from the Hobby Lobby, and it's in a long piece, and it just goes with anything that you do. Doesn't really have a name. Let's put a little bit of that. Let's put a little bit of this here for some giggles, right? Do that. You should be able to make comments, Debbie. I know YouTube is a whole different little game, but it's a wonderful place. Once you get used to being on, it's a great source to look at so many things and find so many wonderful ideas. You can find anything on YouTube when you have questions. I don't think I like any more. I'm gonna get some other kind of greenery right here. Got some others down in here. Let's grab that. One thing I like is the little berry greenery. I've got some of that right here. I got this from Factory Direct. It's like the little berries. They had something like this at Hobby Lobby, and they discontinued it. I don't know if the company couldn't make it anymore, but that was the worst thing they did because we all bought tons of that. So I bought this from Factory Direct, and I really like it. It's a lot like the other, and it works well. So let's put a little bit of that in there. Just a little bit of glue. I'm just going to kind of tuck it behind our sunflower there. A little bit right in there, and let's put some more. So I love this. This was now I will tell you it's not inexpensive, but it's going to last a long time because it's a big piece. So I thought it was worth it. I'm going to put a little piece right there. right in, tuck this behind here. I like to kind of tuck mine in. Kind of sticks out just a little bit right there. Let's get some of that glue off. Let's get us a little bit more. I'm gonna stick a little bit behind these small ones. I think we'll do a little bit right in here. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue. No matter what you do, you have these little strings. I'll put a little bit right in there. And maybe we'll put a little piece right in here. Let's see what we can do with that. Piece right here. And this just cuts. But it's going to go, it's a big long piece, so it's going to last a while. It's going to last a while. Trying to decide if I want to put that under here, where I want to put it. Kind of like it right there. But you can add as much or as little greenery as you want, just to give it a little look. Hold it up, show it to you. And that's what we've got for that. Look how simple and easy that was. Isn't that cute? Y'all give me a little heart if y'all like that. I love the little star. That's just my favorite, I think. I like that. I'm going to do another little something because we've got time. And also, I do have a little bee. So I do have this big bee, and I want y'all to tell me. This is from Totally Dazzled. It's one that I had. And let me get some of this little stuff off the back. Tell me what y'all think of the bee. Y'all be putting in the comments if you like the bee, because I was thinking it might be cute right here, like it's flying up to the flower. You could put it right on the flower, but it's okay to have a little piece of sparkle. It's okay, even with primitive. It could be right here on the flower, or it could be flying up, either one. You know, they love watermelon, they love sunflowers. Y'all let me know if you like it. Thank you, Lori. Yes. So you will see us more and more on YouTube as we are doing a lot more creating on here. And I hope that you will enjoy a lot of our collaborations. You like it? You like the bee? Debbie likes the bee. Should we put it right here like it's flying up on the... I think so. Even though it's got the jewels, that's okay. Don't feel like you can't use jewels, y'all. You definitely can with primitive or anything that you do. If you want a jewel on there, it's your craft. Do it. Do it. I've got another piece of paper. This one has a little bit of paint on it, but I knew we were going to still be painting a lot. So let me put some the B7000 on here, because you want it to have a permanent hold. You always want to use that on your jewels, and then a little hot glue. Hot glue is not going to hold these for very long, so the best thing to do is to go ahead and do both. I do like the bee. Now, these are bumblebees. They shouldn't bother you, and some of them are honeybees. The bees that bother you are those orange ones and stuff. Just don't mess with them. When you see them, just leave them alone. And I tell you, something else you should do in your garden is put a little bit of saucers of water out, because bees will pollinate everything that you have in your garden. And you want to leave them some water out, because they can't find water a lot of times. So leave the little things for water. It's okay if the birds get in it. They also like to get in the bird bath. Isn't that cute? So I hope that y'all enjoyed that. I love it. I love that one. So there's that one. We'll put it over here. Woo! Yeah, I got the strings like crazy. All right, now I've got some other of these little stars here. Okay, so I'm sorry, whoever's print this is. I looked and looked and I could not remember who I got this from, but I love it, and I will put that on here as soon as I remember which. I saved several of those. So this is an 8x8 canvas, and I took the juicy mango and some of the cream puff. Was this a cream puff? No, some marshmallow. Cream puff. It's a creamy one. I mixed those together and made a little bit of a background. And it's pretty close to this color here. And I love this. And I'm trying to think of what I wanted to do with this. And I thought I would do, and I'm not going to put a bow on that other one. I think I like it like that. We may put a bow on this one. I do have some of this material. But I did these little stars with the stencil as well. And I got to turn them the correct direction because some of them look kind of like diamonds. I got you have to kind of turn them to where they were what they're supposed to be. So I was thinking about putting these on the edge. I think those will be cute on the edge. I do have a little crow that I might use um, on here as well. This is one from, I think this is just a bird from Leah, but it could definitely be a crow. So I like it. Let's paint it up. Let's see. We might use that too. Let's get a brush. Let me find the brush that I used with the black. That might have been it. That works. How many of you use 10 brushes at least when you're creating? You do. You love it. Well, thank you. They love rotten apples. Oh, the the crows do? I bet they do. I bet they like anything. We had when the crows came, usually they'll come. I usually thought I saw them in the fall, but we had tons of crows right before the spring, and they were all in our. We had to keep running away because they were just knocking the bird feeder and just going crazy out there and running the other birds off. So I don't like that about it. I didn't like them running my other birds off because we do feed the birds. Um, and a lot of people stop feeding them in the spring, but sometimes there's so many that they can't all find worms. And then a lot of times the mama doesn't want to leave her babies that long, and so she's looking for food. So um, we try to go ahead and keep the food out all year. But when it runs completely out, because I eat it up in a couple of days, we leave it for a little while because they will just they have these we have those little birds. They're not sparrows, but little birds, and they will just eat every bite of it. And then the squirrels are trying to get the leftovers. I tell you something that seems to work for us is we take red pepper flakes or the cayenne pepper and we put it in the bird feed and on the ground. Now we've had a lot of rain. I had to keep doing it. You put it on the ground, and the squirrels and the chipmunks don't like that pepper smell, and it's kind of kept them away. And if you put it in your bird feed, birds cannot smell, so they're not going to smell it. It's not going to bother them. Just make sure you put a spice in there. Make sure it's a spice, not something that make sure it's a good spice. I wouldn't put just anything in there. All right, let's do our little dot for our eye. We're going to use this little, let's see, where'd our little dot tool go? I had that other one. Here it is. We'll just use this one. This one's got a little bit smaller eye. Let's put a little eye on there on this little crow. This might, maybe I'll do a little tag and may put him on there. That sounds cute. That might work. Now let's take a little bit. I'll take a little bit of this gray just right on the edge of our brush. I'm just going to put in a little bit of gray down in there. Just a little bit of dry brush on the side like that. There he is. I like him too, so I might use him. But I think we'll put this down. I think we'll use these. I love these. Didn't these come out cute with the little stencil? I use this little bitty stencil. This is called Day at the Races, if you didn't hear me earlier. And I used that little bitty stencil. And I mixed my same color. And here's a bigger one so you can see a little bigger. Isn't that sweet? I love that. So we might use that. We might use that. Might make a little bow. So let's bring this down just a little bit and let's put our medium on here. And I'm going to use the um, Force Field by Paint Pixie. It is oh, good. You like bees and butterflies? So this is a sealer, but it's also a decoupage medium. It is a matte finish. It is a water-based finish. So I do like it. And I did do this out of our rice paper. Y'all, sometimes words are hard. You're thinking, you got a lot of stuff going through your brain sometimes. And I love these little patches on here. So I've got some little buttons out too. And we'll have time to get this finished. I'm going to put it kind of in the middle, hopefully in the middle. I kind of just eye mine. Might not be perfect. I usually do try to like measure a little bit, but I can't tell you it's always perfect. Okay, now move it this way just a little bit. I was pretty close. A little bit this way. Looks too big, too much that way now. Okay. Yeah, pretty close, pretty close. May not be perfect, but we're okay with it, right? We're okay with it. Okay, let's just put that down. And I'm not going to iron it today. I'm just going to take, I don't know what happened in my plastic bag. I just had it. Must have fallen off. It's okay. We will just take, I think I've got a grater. Just take a brush. If you can't find your things, just use something you have and just use your brush. I'm going to go back over edges with a sponge. And then if you want to seal it, you can. You don't have to always seal. Rice paper does fine on its own. If you don't seal it, if you're going to send it to somebody or give it as a gift, I would say to go ahead and seal it just so that they don't have tears in it, things like that. But just for you to use, you don't have to necessarily seal it. There we go. Isn't that sweet? It was a cute little print. Cute little print. So let's put our little pieces on there. And I want to make sure that they are. You gone, hon? All right, babe. See you in a little while. At 2 o'clock, I go to my doctor. Oh, okay. Across town? Okay. Trust me. All right. I might go out and get a couple of things. All right, baby. Love you. You can leave it open. Thank you. Okay. Honey's got to go to therapy today. Y'all know he still has his leg. He's lots better. He drove the whole time we were gone. I mean, I get nervous in traffic and stuff, and he would rather drive than me driving him be nervous. But I felt bad because he didn't really get to rest a lot. But he said he would rather drive. I guess I'm a little spoiled, but my husband is good to me. Okay, y'all, I'm getting this back like it's supposed to be. Goodness. There we go. I think that's right. Looks like it's that way. There we go. All right, we're going to put these on the edge for something different. Put a little wax on there. So let's wax it up a little bit. And then I'm going to put these just like this. Let's put them back just like they were. Let's do a little bit more wax. Yeah, I've got some little bees too. We're just going to put a little bit on the edge of this one. See if we want more. I love this brush. This is a Paint Pixie brush too. She's got brushes on sale right now, so check that out. Okay, what happened to my? I'm looking. I can't really see the comments that much on my laptop. That might have been a little bit much, but that's okay. Wipe it off a little bit. Let's put a little bit around the edges because you've got this white paper, and this is a good way to camouflage some of that paper. This is a cute print. There was a couple of them, and I really love this one with the sunflowers and the material on there. I love check material too. That is very vintage. We're just going to take a little bit of this off so it's not so much. There we go. And you could put a little bit on your print if you want to. We'll put a little bit on our pieces here. Just a little bit, just to give it a little vintage look. I like that look better. I didn't put any paint on the back of the stars. I left it where I could do a little bit more of the wax on it. So how many of you are going to make you some cute things for summer with watermelons and crows? So fun. Whoop, I accidentally turned that one. I'll check them as I put them down. And I've got some little buttons too, so I thought the little buttons were cute. So I think what we may do is do a small bow in the corner. We might put our little crow on the bow. That might be cute. We might put this star too. So we may look at that and make us a bow. It won't take us but a minute to make it. So there we go on that. Let's go ahead and put our stars in. I'm just going to hot glue them. Excuse me, y'all. I'm still getting over a cold. Run out, get something. We got a little soup left. I tell you, we didn't buy any groceries because we knew we were going out of town. And now it's to the point he went and bought a few things yesterday, but it's like we don't have a lot. We got some fresh blueberries and we just used the last of them this morning. Oh my gosh, they were so good. It's a blueberry time. It's blueberry picking time in the South. Normally, a lot of people pick in June, but if it's warm and we've had a pretty warm time, the blueberries go ahead and come in. So they're already picking. I'd love to go pick. I hope we'll get well. We can go pick some blueberries. My friend lived on a little farm and I picked some last year, but I think they were too wet because they didn't really. I think they kind of got molded. So there we go. Isn't that cute? So maybe, I don't know if I want a bow. I think it might be too much with a bow. So let's look at, maybe we'll put a little tag, make a little tag out of this and hang it. I don't know. I'm thinking, since I've got those there. I think the bow will interfere and be in the way there. So don't think I'm going to do that. I do like this little guy here. Let's put a few buttons. Let's look at the buttons. Now we do have a little bee. Got these little bees. Got these at Amazon. Let's put our. See how he's got a little piece hanging out of his mouth too. Now I did find a little star here. It's kind of gold, so it's a button. Let's take this off and let's put a little bit of rust on it and rust it up a little bit and see how we like that. We've still got time. So let's see. I'm going to take a little bit of that red. Let me get enough. Let me get one of these brushes here. I got this one right here. It's small. Let's take a little bit of that brown and that little bit of, let's put that on there. Give it a little rust up there. That looks good. That way it's not so shiny. And then I'll probably go back with some wax when it dries and put a little bit of that on there. I like that. I do have some other sunflowers. I've got some more of those others. Let's look at those. I'll put a couple of sunflowers for some 3D. I like that. So you get a whole bag of these from Amazon. They are bright color. Somebody had done something on, and it said they were very bright, but that they toned them down as well. So I thought that would be cute. Let's see how these look. Just a little something, something. And then just gonna put that one there. And I think I'll put one here instead of both there, and we'll leave that other one. You could put 3, but I think I'm just gonna put the 2 right now on that. And we'll put our little bee right here, like it's floating up to that. And this one, I'm just gonna put a little bit of bee Big two, 7,000. This one's not as heavy, but I still would put a little bit of extra glue on there just to give it a little something, something. Okay. He's going to be right there. Okay, let's see what else we're going to do. And then I'll take this and we'll put a little bit of, let's see if we can use the smaller brush and put a little bit of wax. And I've got some buttons. See how it's got some little buttons on it? I thought these would be cute to kind of put on it, like a little button right there, and maybe one up here on that, just for something different. I do like the little buttons. I did have this little star too. Doesn't show up as much. And I do have a little ladybug if we wanted that. So I'm just looking at the buttons. I think I like these buttons on there. That lightens it up a little bit. Let's put a couple of buttons on here just for something. This is a whole lot thing of buttons that somebody gifted me. Put that on there. I'll put this one right up here. I like the little buttons. They're cute. All right, let's take our little small brush. Let's see if we can put a little bit of wax on here. Darken this where this button here does not look so shiny. Make it look a little bit more vintage, and I can add a little bit more. Let's do that. Just kind of making this have a little bit of a different look here. Then I'm kind of thinking maybe we want to do something else to the background. I'll just put a little hanger on the back of this one. What do y'all think? You like it? Something a little different, right? I like it. I'm kind of wondering if we should put a little bit of the writing on this. I don't know if this white will show up. I may have to do it black. I'm thinking I may have to do this one black. Let's grab some black, and I think black will look better. Let's do that. And then they'll kind of match and they'll be a set. Come on, I need you to come open here. There we go. I'm just going to take this, since I use the top part right there for the white, I'll use the bottom. And let me make room. Just gives it a little something on the background. Now, I could have, if you didn't put these stars, you would have had room to put a little bow. And you definitely could do that. I kind of like the stamping on the background. That's me, though. I'm going to put a little bit on my picture here. I like a little bit on there, too. It's just a little something just to give it a little interest. I like it. I like it. So y'all give me a thumbs up and a heart if y'all like these. I love this. So let's put a little hanger on the back and we'll be through with this one. But I did have some raffia, but don't really need raffia. I could put a bow on the crow's neck, but that might be a little much. Y'all put me a note if y'all like that, and I can always go back and put a little raffia bow around there. Or I don't have any longer raffia. You could wrap your raffia around here at the top too. Don't have quite the long. You'll have to do it like this and do it on the back. Let me show you. So that y'all can leave me a comment if you like those. You can kind of put your raffia and you can wrap it around like that. So that would be cute as well for something different. Something different. I didn't use my little crow. So I might use it on something else. I do love crow things. I'll probably make a tag maybe. This didn't really have room for a tag either, or I would have made a little tag and hung it Still might do, I might find one here. I do have some little tags from somebody that I might end up putting a little tag on it, but I kind of just like it is. Let's put a little piece of, because this our time is up, and we're gonna go ahead and put a little piece, little thing on the back to hang it. And I'm just gonna make a hidden one. Our Ruby tool did not heat up good. I don't think it heated up. It's still, no, it did not. Okay, let's go ahead and use this one. Just gonna put a little bit right here. This one is stringy. Okay, and then we're just gonna make our hidden tag over here. Then you just put a little piece right there. Bring this down just a little bit, and then I like to put a little piece of material on there. So my time is up. Watch for all the creators today, and you can find those in the playlist that's listed in my description. And I hope that you will enjoy everybody today. And here's our creations. This is our little crow. And then here is our watermelon. These will be so cute. So I hope that y'all enjoyed that. And if I find somewhere else to put the little crow, I might put it here or something. We'll see about using it. If not, I'll use it on something else. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed day, and I will see you again soon. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing.